afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is just a quick tutorial, partly for the Yarn Club, the monthly Yarn Club subscribers. This is just a quick tutorial so that you can, if you're going to crochet a granny square, it's just a really basic one that won't take you too much time. It's kind of meditative, so you don't have to think too much, but you can use this for a whole bunch of projects. We are doing a blanket project, and so these are our colors that we're using. A nice little gradient here, and this is in honor of some of our members and family that have been battling different types of cancers, so we will be making a blanket and raffling it off. So the colors are pink and purple, just sort of a gradient here, lovely kind of hyacinth and soft pink, and it kind of fades out, and that's for breast cancer and pancreatic cancer. So make sure that you all get checked and be on top of your health. So let's get to it. Anyways, we're using fingering sock weight yarn to make a nice sort of kind of a light blanket, kind of a throw or a lap blanket. And you will need some scissors, and if you want a tapestry needle, if you're going to be weaving in the ends. If you're sending squares back to me, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that unless you want to. So to start, if you're crocheting, use a 4mm, can you see that? Yeah, 4mm hook. Don't mind my disgusting hands, fingernails. I have been dyeing yarn, and if you can guess, I've been dyeing orange and black, and we're doing some fun colors, so just ignore the messy hands. I'm sorry. So this is just very quick. I will make it straightforward for you, and the reason why, there's one little change, that instead of just going around and around and around, we're going to be flipping it, alternating it, so that we get a nice little kind of ridge that will show up really nicely in our work. So to start, if you know how to do a magic loop or a magic ring, you start with that. And so just take your yarn and wrap it around your 4 fingers, just like that. Make sure that they're not filthy like mine that have dye all over them. So once you've crossed that over, take your hook and just kind of pull it through, just like that. And then you can let that go. Then you grab your string here that's connected to your ball, and you make a loop and pull that through, and that's kind of hooking it into place. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you can't do a magic loop, don't worry. There's an easier method. Just make, or a magic ring, just make a loop, a slip knot, I should say, and chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go back into the very first chain that you did, pull your yarn through, and then pull it through again. So you're just doing a slip stitch into the first loop, and then you're going to chain 3. So if you've done the magic ring, chain 3, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets into the middle of your circle, however way you've done it. So 2 double crochets, and that first chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. Okay, and then you're going to chain 1, and then into that same loop again, or the circle, you're going to do another 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1, and then into that same circle again, you're going to do another 3 double crochets. And then chain 1, and then another 3 double crochets. So you should have at the end of this first round 4 sets of double crochets, and you've done each set has 3 double crochets in it. So you're gonna chain 1, that's your last one, and then do a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that you started out with. So you have a little, what is going to be a square, and excuse this dye on my fingernail. Okay, so to make our square not so wonky, we are going to chain 3. So this is going to be round 2, and you're going to turn your work now. So it's like the back side, and into that chain 1 space that you started out with, that you connected to the beginning, you're going to work 2 double crochets into that. Okay, and then so this will be your corner, but we're not going to do the corner completely complete right now. So chain 1, and then jump to the next chain 1 space that you have here. So you skip this 1, 2, 3, those are the double crochets. Go into that chain space and do 3 double crochets, and then a chain 2, 3 double crochets. So that's your corner, and that's every corner. That's the same pattern for every corner. Okay, so when you've done that corner, you chain 1, don't forget the chain 1, and then jump over to the next chain 1 space and do the same thing, do another corner. One, 2, 3, that's 3 double crochets, a chain 2, and 3 double crochets into that same space. So just do that all the way around, and that is all you have to do for round 2. And when you get to the final or the sort of your start, I guess, you're going to do, make sure you do your chain 1 and then jump over to that final corner and do 3 double crochets, and then a chain 2, and then you slip stitch into the top of your chain 3 that you started out with. So you'll have a little square forming, and don't worry about the ends, we can always weave those in. So to start round 3, 1, 2, 3, you chain 3, and then you're going to turn your work again. So this way you're going to have, you won't have a right side and a wrong side. You'll be able to use both sides because it's great and versatile for a blanket. So just continue then into that chain space and do 2 double crochets, and that will be a corner, but you're going to come around and then finish that one. So just leave it like that and do a chain 1, and then into this chain 1 space that you have here before your corner, or before your next corner, you're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then a chain 1, and then jump over to the corner and do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So that is all you need for this round. So when you've completed this corner, so chain 1, jump to that middle space and do 3 double crochets. Chain 1, and then jump over to the corner and do the same that you do in every corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So just do that all the way around, and I'll meet you when you're back at the corner. Okay, so we've done round 3, and so I've just chained 1 here, and I'm going to finish off the corner. So that's 3 double crochets into that corner space, and then chain 2, and then slip stitch into the top of your original chain 3. So that is round 3 done. So you're going to do the same thing that you've been doing. So you have 2 spaces now to work another cluster of 3 double crochets. Do that into each of those all the way around, and always remember, when you start a new round, you chain 3 and turn your work, and then work into that chain 1 space that you just kind of came out of. You do 2 more double crochets, then chain 1, and then jump over to the next chain space and do your cluster of 3 double crochets. So you work that all the way around, and do that for rounds 4, 5, and 6. And so once you've done that, you're going to have 7 rounds of this pattern, and that will give you a square that is 5 inches by 5 inches. Basically just cut your yarn, fasten it off, and that is a square done. So I will just leave you to it. I just wanted to give you the start of it, and that's easy enough. And just to keep going, if you want to make your entire project or blanket with a continuous square, you can just continue. You don't have to cut your yarn or anything. So go to it, have fun. Thank you for I hope this was clear. It's very straightforward, and I just wanted to do a quick video for you just so you have the main pattern. So it's 7 rounds of this for this square that will be 5 inches by 5 inches for our project, or for your project, whatever you're doing. So that's it. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves and to each other. Bye-bye.